Okay, hi YouTube, Mr. Boss here, and in this video we're going to be taking a look at Blitz Brigade. So a lot of you have sort of been asking about FPS games which are good on Android, and to be really honest, there are very few. I mean, there's the modern combat games, but they're sort of a lot like the Call of Duty games, but just nowhere near as good, which is understandable because it's Android and, you know, clearly devices are less capable, and also we don't have the controllers which make the gaming experience at home so much more enjoyable. But I mean, Blitz Brigade is probably the closest I think we've come to a full-blown FPS. I mean, it's a free-to-play game, which means there are in-app purchases, and it does sort of shove some in your face every now and again. You know, it's not subtle about it. But at the same time, this is a really, really good game. I mean, it's got very solid mechanics, smooth frame rate, and beautiful visuals. I mean, I'm currently playing this on my Nvidia Shield, which understandably is a high-end piece of kit, but it's running absolutely beautifully. It runs great on my Qbot GT99. You may have seen a review for that phone, and I've tried it on that, which is a slightly more mid-range phone, and that's great. So I mean, it runs on pretty much all devices smoothly, and it looks almost like a console game. I mean, it's got great draw distances, beautiful vivid colours, and it reminds me a lot of games like Team Fortress 2. So for people who sort of, you know, really lusting for an experience like that, I think this game's actually going to deliver it for you. There's quite a lot of game modes. There's Capture the Flag, Team Deathmatch, all your standard ones, and then there's more game modes that mix things up a little bit. Now, there's actually quite a variety of weapons in there, some available for free and some via in-app purchase, but you definitely don't need to sort of buy anything to be competitive at this game. I mean, the stock weapons that are provided with you are fine and they work well. I mean, you can get away with pretty much anything in this game. The game works best if you have a physical controller, so for example if you're playing on the Shield, or if you have a Moga or some sort of Bluetooth controller. That's the optimal experience, but it still works fine with a phone or a tablet or anything like that. I mean, you get on-screen virtual keyboard and buttons, which you're probably used to by now if you don't have a physical keyboard. Now, one of the things I really like about this game is the sense of progression. I mean, just like with games like Call of Duty, there's a real sense of achievement. You know, you kill enemies in different unique ways, you gain points, and you gain experience, which lets you level up and unlock new items. And it's that kind of sense of progression that keeps you coming back to most games. As you can probably tell, there are also vehicles. You can unlock land vehicles as well as air vehicles, and I think they're actually planning to update it with sea vehicles, but we'll see whether or not that turns out to be true. There's also actually quite a big variety of maps, something like 12 or 13, and again, more are available via in-app purchase. So if you really do like the game, then I suppose you can invest a bit in it just to improve the experience somewhat. I mean, I would have obviously preferred the game if it was, you know, just one-off fee and then it was all-inclusive. I mean, I generally do prefer games like that, you know, more like the console feel, but this is still, it's not a bad deal, and to be honest, because it's free, it does mean you can just try it and see if you like it. Sound design is pretty average. I mean, it sounds okay, but I mean, there's no, you know, symphonic orchestras that are going to be inspiring you to battle or anything like that. It's just pretty okay. But I mean, yeah, it's definitely one you should probably try out if you haven't already. I mean, it's had over 1 million downloads, so clearly people have noticed. And yeah, it's the first time I've tried it, and I have to say I kind of like it. I mean, there are a few bugs and glitches, like for example, I can't kill this guy for some reason. You know, it could just be because he's on my team. Ah well, I'll still let him have it. Anyway guys, thanks for watching. I hope you liked this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more.